Just like yawning is contagious, laziness is too. Trying to elevate requires you to be around elevated energy. If they always chilling, it'll rub off on you. If they always getting money and discussing plays, it'll rub off on you.
What do y'all think? I think that was pretty insightful. We'll start with Sir Hill. What do you got? Be
It's a
careful around
fact.
hanging around non-ambitious people.
But it's a fact, and it's like comfortable people make it comfortable for you to be comfortable. Like it's a reason why certain people, like if you notice, if you go to the gym or you were in banking or investing, it's a reason why certain people hang with certain people because they get it. And if you are about something and you are trying to win at something, you got to be around winners, people who have the heart and who have the dedication and discipline to make it happen. Otherwise, they'll tell you you don't need to do all that. Just take it easy. You're doing too much. Calm down, right? And you become more like them, and they become less like you. So, what was said was a fact. And I encourage everybody who's ambitious, and who wants something out of life, get around people who want something because people who want something won't hate on you when you're going after what you want as well.
Indeed, Mr. Let Go, what you got on it?
I always believe in never being the smartest person in the room. I like to be the dumbest person in the room, and I can't be the dumbest person in the room around a bunch of losers. So that's my main way of looking at things. I need to be around people that are smarter than me, because then what's the purpose of me being in that room? I ain't gonna learn nothing. So that's what I got.
Well, welcome to being the dumbest one on the panel right now.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Yeah, I am
getting
the
started
dumbest
early.
person on the panel. Yes.
All right, Bruiser, you got to make the case since you done called him out.
That's the only case I wanted to make. Go ahead, humble dad.
Wait. You can't have that tie on and have nothing to say. Looking like a
therapist. People that don't have any drive, any motivation. Yeah, it kind of bleeds off in you. You know what I'm saying? But I train my mentals. You know what I'm saying? I'm strong on what I stand for. So it don't matter who I'm in the room with. It don't matter where I'm around. If you're weaker than me, if you're slower than me, if you're not motivated as much as I am, what's gonna happen is you're gonna come up to my level.
Who's playing some music?
I'm about to ask as well. Somebody going through something.
Yo, for real.
What in the world?
You muted.
Give me the Trey.
I thought he was trying to put some ambiance behind his words.
I think Lego just tried to put a screw in my whole.
No, I was just like, whose music is playing? Okay, I was just checking.
Bruiser, continue.
Yeah, but it's either you're gonna come up to my level, you know what I'm saying, or not. Other than that, just keep moving, man. I think my presence, my knowledge, what I'm saying, my influence is felt when I'm around other people that's not on the same level, and they tend to gravitate to where I'm at. So it's totally fine with me. I know it. I understand being careful about it, but I got to a point in my life where I'm able to do that. You know what I'm saying? And it wouldn't faze me. It wouldn't affect me negatively.
All right, bet. Humble dad, what you got?
I mean, it's pretty simple. I mean, he said it just like he needed to say it. I mean, if you look at the scripture, 1 Corinthians 15:33, it says that bad company corrupts good morals. So the people that you are around kind of determine who you are and who you're going to be. I think I can't remember what book it was in, but it talked about, like, look at the 5 people that you surround yourself with, and you get an idea who you are, right? So if you want to be great, you got to hang around great people, and I look at it from a perspective as a teacher as well. No shade to the teachers that are not that good, but I guess it is some, because I'm one of the dopest ones on the planet for sure when it comes to teaching math. And being in the profession, I can see why the students didn't do well, because the teachers did not have a high standard in their classroom. And so as a result, their students didn't perform well. As far as me, my standard is pretty high when you come in my classroom, and therefore they rise to the occasion and that's why I was one of the best teachers to ever do it. So of course, you surround yourself with great people, you will become great.
Nice. All right, Rashawn Ali.
Yes. I mean, I agree with exactly what the gentleman has been saying. I think that for the most part, if it's just one person, if you have a network and you hanging around like-minded individuals that are ambitious, and then there's one person that you want to bring in, he's not as ambitious as the group is, it's not going to really affect you, right? Because the circle is strong, right? And then you're adding someone in, and then y'all can be motivation to this person until you rise, you meet a man where they at, and then you raised them up until where y'all at. And then now this person becomes strong and ambitious. But if you, the ambitious person and motivating, change circles and start hanging around with nothing but ambitious people, that can tend to rub off on you, especially you always giving the energy, going out the whole 9 yards. Man, it can definitely change it. I mean, our parents said it when we was young, stop hanging around such and such, or you're going to end up doing the same thing. They told you that. Now we wanted to be, I'm my own man. It's ego, pride. I'm my own man. Can't nobody influence me to do nothing in the whole 9 yards. But in reality, we all, no matter if you're on the right path or the wrong path, we all influenced by things or environments that's around us. No matter how much you think you came up with the answer yourself, you didn't. You're lying. All right. You've been influenced by something or someone, and it's okay. Right, as long as you're influenced by the right people. So I agree with, like I said, what the rest of the brothers are saying.
Indeed. Good words. My man Luis, what you got on it?
I love everybody's perspective. I align with a lot what the brothers just shared. One of the things that I was always taught when I was younger, show me the friends and who you walk with in company, and I'll show you who you are. And that stands very true, because the circle in which you associate yourself with is a reflection of the habits and the attributes that you will pick up in the future as well. And, as far as my community and circle of individuals, we call each other, text each other, we, motivate each other. We talk about, what are we working on? We hold each other accountable, and, make sure that everybody's always striving for the best, right? Because if you don't have a tribe or a council of men who are learning from each other, pushing each other, and trying to progress in every aspect of their life, not only monetarily, but also mentally, physically, and spiritually, you keep a strong core, which keeps out all the bad influence and all the bad negativity of any of those who are trying to infiltrate your inner circle. So I appreciate a lot of what the brother shared. I resonate the same sentiment.
Indeed. Sweeney, be careful hanging around non-ambitious people. What's your take?
I would have to say that I agree pretty much with everybody else said. Especially kind of what Bruiser said, because as a barber, I never like to be the best barber in the shop, because I always wanted to watch somebody who was better than me. That way I can learn and become better myself. Well, I mean, now that I'm in the suite by myself, I just watch barbers on YouTube who are better than me. So I think not only do you not want to hang around non-ambitious people, but you always want to try to surround yourself with people that tend to be in a position that you may want to aspire to be in. And that's how you gain that position as well. So, man, I think all the fellas pretty much hit it on the head.
All right. Mr. Shannon Rawls.
Be careful hanging around non-ambitious people. It's good to see my man, Sir Rashawn. I hadn't seen you in a while, brother. Listen, my very last podcast, because I haven't gone live in a long time, my very last live show was called Stop Holding Yourself Back, Bro. No Scrubs. That was the name of my show. If you go to my channel, you'll see it. No, Stop Holding Yourself Back, Bro. No Scrubs. And I talked about this very topic. The thing about it is, and we all pretty much going to be in agreement. Yeah, you got to have the right people around you and whatnot. If you're the smartest person in your crew, you need a new crew. There's a particular thing that's a problem with African American people that I've seen over the last 30 odd years is that too many black men subscribe to the Drake song "No New Friends." Too many people in our community believe no new friends, and I say nonsense to that. Too many people believe my day ones is the ones that matter, and I can't get rid of my day ones. Ask Snoop Dogg about that. The day ones can go bye-bye, fellas. No new friends, to adopt that ideology is foolish.
Yep.
Some of your day ones is the reason why you ain't shit today. You got to let them go. Some people is literally a ball and chain attached to your ankle, holding you back from your greatness because you don't want to say, I got to get rid of my day ones and there's no new friends. The moment that we black men can identify with new friends and let go of the people that's holding us back, we do so much better. But we've been indoctrinated and taught and showed that's fam, and that's, you got to keep the homie. That's even if he a shiftless nigga that ain't doing nothing, ain't did nothing in 20. You know, I grew up in the gangbanging era. I got dudes. I'm 50 years old, ladies and gentlemen, and I live in Los Angeles. I'm off of 48th and 6th Ave, right around the corner from Nipsey Hussle's grandma. Right in Rolling 60s neighborhood. This house. I got other houses in the valley and whatnot, but this is where I stay. When I got friends that's 50 plus years old that still spell stuff CC because they Crips. You 50, you still wearing all blue and CC this, and you know, you write, you know, I'll be back, but you write back BACC because you can't put CK, right? You won't use proper English because, you know, that just go against what you've been indoctrinated with for so long. And I have friends that's 50 plus years old that's still hardcore crippin'. And it's like, are you kidding me? Now, the thing about it is some people who I know would be wonderful individuals can't become individuals that they should be because they still hanging out with these shiftless niggas. You got to let that go. No new friends is a ridiculous concept and people shouldn't believe in that. That's my personal opinion. Stop holding yourself back because the day ones can go bye-bye as well. There's 5 things on that show. I wrote these notes. There's 5 things that everybody should evaluate in your top 5. I think somebody just spoke about top 5 and I'll close at this. Vision, plan, focus, integrity, and progression. If you guys are watching this show, write that down. What is your home in your top 5 in your iPhone? You know, you're in the what's it called on the phone section? It's called favorites. The people that's in your favorites on your iPhone that you call the most, your top 5 homies, friends, cousins, whoever you kick it with the most. You have to evaluate 5 things from them: their vision in life, their plan to attain said vision, the focus they have on accomplishing that plan, what type of integrity they have, and what is the progression that they're doing. So, you know, for me, I always tell people, especially when I'm coaching somebody, I talk about milestones. I don't want to talk about what you want to do. I want to know what date you're going to do it. What's the date? Oh, June 1st? Is that when you're going to attain that? Cool. I'll check back with you on June 1st. Are you going to do that April 15th? What's the date? What's the milestone that's going to be accomplished? When you put milestones on a lot of things in your life, you typically start to make things happen. But when you just say, oh, I'm going to just do it, next thing you know, you believing in wishful thinking and osmosis, and you just hope you get into that manifestation bullshit. So progression is super important. That's the last one on the list. And if you identify those things with the people that you hang out with, then you won't have to worry about hanging out with non-ambitious people because you'll get rid of them quick when you realize that their goals, aspirations, and purposes aren't in alignment with yours.
Nice.
How do you tell people who've been friends with somebody for like 10 or 15 years or even 30 years, and then they start to implement these 5 principles, and that those guys don't align with them? Do they just cut them off? Or
I'm a shrewd businessman. So I get it. Some people need to be a little bit more, politically correct. Some people need to be a little bit more diplomatic. People like Trill, they gonna just cut you off and say fuck you. I'm more like Trill. Like, you know what? Hey, man, listen. But you always have the conversation. But especially if you are evaluating somebody, if you sit down with your partners, man, and I'm talking about after y'all just run a basketball game on Sunday, or y'all just hit up 24-hour fitness and did a workout session, and you say, look, man, I got these questions for each one of y'all. Your vision, your plan, your focus, your integrity, your progression. First, you start off with what your 5 are. You say, look, this is my plan. This is my vision. This is my focus that I'm having on this. You guys already know I'm integral. And here's my progression. This is what I plan to do. Now that you know about me, tell me about you. Now, if they can't answer then, or they don't answer in a timely fashion, then they pretty much eliminate themselves. Or they won't feel a certain kind of way when you realize that you're not balling with them every Sunday like you used to, or you're not hitting the club or going over and having cigars or chilling with them as often as you used to, because you already brought up, like, bro, your 5 ain't matching up to my 5. That's the most diplomatic way. Or you could just be a shrewd person and be like, yo, man, I've been rocking with you for 15 years, bro. I've been rocking with you for 25 years and you still ain't shit. I can't, and I'm trying to do this. I'm trying to have this. I want to have, you know, I'm living paycheck to paycheck. If I don't get my check on Friday, I don't know what I don't want to live like if my check don't come, if my direct deposit for my job don't come on Friday, I'm going to be fucked up. I don't like that living, but you got to make that decision. And if you tell other people that's how you feel, then you can be that kind of guy. That's the kind of guy I am. Or you can lay it out diplomatically and say, look, man, this is where I'm at. Where are you at? And if you're not where I'm at, are you going to get there? And if you're not going to get there, you probably know what's going to happen after that.
All right. I got to piggyback what you said, because that was very profound. And if anybody needs an example on why you don't hang around non-ambitious people, I'll say don't look any further than Ja Morant. Don't look any further. You don't need any other examples. Ja Morant, to me, is what he is embodying right now in this time, in this situation he got going on. He is not willing to put away childish things. That's the way I'm going to put it. Non-ambitious people, I can almost equate to being childish in a way, in a certain sense. All right. Not only is he being childish, he went and sought these people out. If I'm not mistaken, he's not even from the hood. So he really being childish. He's hanging around people that are putting him in bad situations for him to lose deals, opportunities, money, millions of dollars, right? And right after a team meeting where they said, hey, we'd rather not be doing this. And you know who they're talking to. They're talking to the leader of the team, points-wise, the person everybody is looking to set an example, right? He is, to me, a perfect example of someone who needs to stop hanging around certain people. I don't think you even need to look any further than that. But what's going on, Trill? Thank you for coming through. The topic on the table is be careful hanging around non-ambitious people. What you got on it?
Man, first off, man, salute to the boys on the panel, man. Appreciate y'all having me. Don't hang around ambitious people, man. It's a fact. Like, the people you have around you is a direct reflection of what your ceiling is. And, you know, it take a lot of us a long time to learn that, me being one of them. You know, when you come up in certain environments, you know, it's just part of the fold. Like, y'all value each other more than anything else, because a lot of times that's all y'all have, depending on the neighborhood. You see what I'm saying? And then eventually, you know, somebody in it may be like, you know what, man, I don't want this. I'm tired of this. I'm looking around and this just ain't what that is. So I'm gonna try to further myself. I'm gonna try to do something different. I'm trying to do something like go to college or go to the military or something like that. And, you know, a lot of times the people around you will look at it like, you know, you switching up, or look at you like, damn, bro, you know, wow, like you don't love the hood no more, like you don't love the game no more, stuff like that. And then that kind of puts pressure in your head, that even though you done went out there and accomplished these things, to still keep close ties to it, so they don't feel like you changed or feel like you switched up. But in the process of that, you can drag yourself down, like a Ja Morant is doing. You know what I'm saying? And people looking at it like, oh, he's stupid, he this, he that. And I agree, you know, but again, I can't agree too much, because I'm not familiar with how he grew up, right? But if he's from that cloth, then I get it. I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying, you know, it takes a lot of us a long time to kind of peel those layers back and let that part of our life go, and be okay with letting it go. Be okay with people that we grew up with saying, bro, you changed, you switched, whatever the case may be, because in reality you should. You get older, you evolve, you got more to lose. You know, him to the tune of 200 plus million. You know, other people, a family, a kid, you know, a new job, different things like that, just new responsibilities that they have now that you didn't have when y'all was running around the neighborhood or when y'all was doing what it is that y'all was doing. So, you know, if them boys really love you, like they gonna clown you for sure, but they gonna understand at the end of the day, and they gonna try to keep you away from it if they really got love for you. But if they don't, then they gonna try to drag you right back into it. They don't care what it is that you got going. You switch, you change, whatever. They gonna try to drag you back into it. So those are the people that you got to cut off, like Shan was saying, cold turkey. Because those people are just not gonna grow. Some people, like, catastrophic things has to happen for them to change their mindset. Meaning they get shot, somebody die, somebody get robbed, somebody like some catastrophic. Then it's like, okay, he'll change from the wheelchair. But most people, if they can just, you know, keep on going and stay in that comfort zone and nothing too crazy happen, they'll never leave it. Never. Don't matter what opportunity you put in front of them. Don't matter. Hey, bro, I got the blueprint. That's how we can get to the legal. You can get 6 figures. All you got to do is go to school these 2 years, get this cert. And they gonna hear you. They gonna nod. Like, oh yeah, you're right, bro. You're right. And then when you leave to go back to your newfound environment, they gonna go right back to doing what they was doing. So it's some people that you can't save, and that's hard for us to wrap our head around. I know it was for me because I tried. I tried to drag them from it to this new money and to this new legal and amazing life that I live now. But I mean, some people you just can't save. So I mean, to answer the question, hell yeah, it's a direct reflection of what your glass ceiling is. It will behoove you to surround yourself with people who preferably are doing better than you. But if not, y'all headed in the same direction at least. But if not, then you're gonna stay where you was forever.
Bet. I gotta throw a wrench in for everybody to see what y'all say. So what if this person that is non-ambitious, but there's somebody you really confide in is in your family? What if this person is your mama? Right? You talk to her every day, or your father, and they don't get what you're trying to do and what you're trying to accomplish. What do y'all do with that?
Well, your mother or your father's, their job is to put you in a position where you have to leave them. So the first thing I would say, depending on my age, why the hell am I still up under my mama? Especially if she's not ambitious, you know what I mean? So ain't no reason for me to be around my mama unless I'm like 9 years old or something.
Listen, just to give you context, I've seen this particular scenario a few times where, you know, it's like a woman, professional, that talks to her mother every day. Her mother, you know, graduated high school, but that's the extent of the education. First generation college student, going to heights that, you know, nobody even thought she would ever reach, but she's still talking to her mom or both of her parents about her plans. And they like, nah, you shouldn't do that. You know, they're just giving advice that they have no reason to give, and it's actually holding that person back. So what do y'all think? How do you address that with a parent? I see that a lot. I'm telling you.
You have to kind of, I think now you kind of got to expect the fears that parents put on no matter how old that you think you are, right? Until you go out and prove your wisdom, your parents always going to have, like, it's like a natural thing, these restrictions or put these fears on you based upon their limitations, because though they birthed you and produced you, they don't really know what the God has put in you. So sometimes they don't even realize, you know, their own gifts. And then their own gifts, that same materials in you, and then you excel into new heights until you prove to them that, man, I did this on my own, not on my own, but you know, I excelled to another level, and that they can't even fathom that they could have, you know, that might have been their dreams, or that might have been something, you know, laying dormant within them. But you got to realize that's your parents is going to always have some type of you know, they care, right? And it's a level of fear based upon what they don't see themselves doing themselves, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. So you just got to be careful with that. And I wanted to, I'm gonna let it go back. 'Cause I wanted to say something that Shannon said, which I agree with him about, but I'll bring it back at another time.
No,
So I want to jump in on this as well. So this is, I'm gonna say this a little bit rough, but y'all understand where I'm coming from. Parents are just people at the end of the day. Like, I think there's an assumption that if they're my mother or my father, then they love me and that they are supportive and they're gonna, be behind me. And that's the case in the ideal situation. But if you have a parent that has broken dreams, that has not accomplished anything, and they deal with that every single day, and they haven't graduated to the place where they can invest that energy into you and be happy for you. I did a clip on one of the platforms, and it is the top view video that I have, and I got cussed out a whole lot because I said in 2023, you got to cut these people off. And I'm not saying you got to stop loving people, but if you're not careful, you could assume that the people you have a bond with actually want to see you succeed. And I think that's where so many people get disappointed. You think the proximity or the relationship that you have with somebody means that they care about you and want to see you make it. And that's not necessarily the case.